You ever watch someone succeed and think, cool, must be nice to be born with that talent, while you're over here trying to do your best and still feeling invisible? That's what Marty Supreme looks like on the surface. A talent story, a gifted person story. But that's not what this movie is really about. This movie is about believing in yourself when nobody else does. Not loudly, not confidently, just quietly. And if you've ever felt underestimated, overlooked, or like you're doing everything but with zero applause, yeah, this one hits a little different. What is Marty Supreme? Quick context, no spoilers, I promise. Marty Supreme follows a guy named Marty who's chasing his dream in competitive table tennis. Yeah, ping pong. Which already tells you everything that people don't take him seriously. And he's not the obvious pick. He's not even the favorite. He's not the guy people are betting on to win. Most people around him treat it like, that's cute. Be realistic now. You're probably not that guy. And the movie isn't about him suddenly discovering talent. It's about him continuing anyway, showing up, training, believing. Even when the room feels empty and the only sound is ball hitting the table. That's why this movie sticks. Because it feels less like a sports film and more like a mirror. Because this isn't a movie review. This is about the phase in life when nobody prepares you for, where you're trying, you're improving, but nobody sees it yet. And you start asking yourself, am I being delusional or am I just early? If you're in your 20s and 30s, building something quietly, trying to become someone while everyone else seems ahead, this movie is talking directly to you. 1. Being underestimated hurts more than failing. There's a moment in Marty Supreme film where the message around Marty is basically, people don't expect much from you. Not said aggressively, not even mean, just assumed. And that's what hurts more than failing, because I've been there. Failing says, at least you tried. Being underestimated says, you're probably not worth trying. You feel that in real life too. The short replies, the polite little nods, the way people stop asking how it's going. There's a quote from Michael Jordan, you know, the basketball guy. Did all right. Said, I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. What people forget is the part before that, when nobody believed he'd become Michael Jordan. Marty Supreme lives in that invisible part. 2. Feeling invisible is part of the process. There are scenes in the movie where Marty keeps training and nobody reacts. No hype, no praise, just silence. And that silence messes with you because you start thinking, if this mattered, wouldn't somebody notice? Right? But here's the truth. If you're early, you're invisible. Nobody claps for the first uploads, the first workouts, the first business ideas, the first version of you. Kevin Hart talks about performing comedy in empty rooms for years. Not one bad night, but for years. Marty Supreme reminds you of this simple rule. Silence doesn't mean stop. It means keep going. 3. Betting on yourself quietly is the real flex. At one point in the movie, Marty doesn't announce anything. He doesn't convince the room. He just keeps practicing. Which, by the way, is extremely unsexy. That's where most people mess this up. They think that believing in yourself means posting quotes, declaring goals, letting everyone know, watch me. But in Marty Supreme, belief looks boring. It looks repetitive. It looks lonely. There's a Bruce Lee quote that fits this perfectly. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but the man who practiced one kick 10,000 times. That's Marty. No spotlight, no claps, just reps. Ball, table, repeat. 4. Doing the work when nobody claps is the real test. Here's the part that the movie doesn't sugarcoat. Marty doesn't get encouragement first. The encouragement comes later, after the work. And that's real life too. If you wait to feel supported before you start, you'll never start. Because belief comes before evidence. That's uncomfortable. That feels risky. That feels a little delusional. But every person you admire lived in that exact phase. Marty Supreme isn't saying you're special. It's saying you're allowed to believe before anyone agrees. So to tie it all up. So no, Marty Supreme isn't about talent. It's about being underestimated, feeling invisible, betting on yourself quietly, doing the work when nobody claps, and realizing that season isn't punishment. It's preparation. And honestly, I learned something fun, interesting, and new watching this movie. Belief doesn't need witnesses. If you're in that quiet season right now, you're not behind. You're early. Drop a comment with one thing you've been wanting to start, and we here will support you on your way. Hit the thumbs up if you laughed at least once, and subscribe so we can keep growing side by side. Vamos, one tiny start at a time.